Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's live class with official OET and with Swoosh English. If you're new to these sessions,
Hello,
my name is
everybody,
Scott,
and
and it's
welcome to
very, very good to
today's
see all
live
of you here
class with official
today in
OET
this
and
session.
with.
As you probably have known, I haven't been around for a little while now myself, as I was taking a bit of time off recently actually to get married. There's a ring on my finger because that's where I have been this last little while, in case anyone was wondering. But you have been in very, very good hands with our co-teacher, Alexander, for the last few months of official OET live sessions. I know that many of you enjoyed those sessions with him, but it's great to be back, and it's great to be doing some more of these live OET sessions with official OET. So I hope everyone is well. I hope that everyone can hear me and that everyone can also see me as well. So if you can, just send a few comments into the chat box if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube, let me know how you're getting on. Thank you very much, Dorina. Dorina has told me that she has said congratulations. Thank you very much. So let's see who we have in the session today. We have Chief. Hello, Chief. We have GB has said hello as well. Welcome to you today. We have Princess Osa says good morning from London. Hope it's nice and warmish, not too wet in London. We have Gina says hello. Hello to you too, Gina. We have Eula say hello, good morning from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. A bit drier and a bit warmer over there, I'm sure, than in the UK and Ireland, which is where I'm from, by the way, guys. Ireland, if you're new to these sessions. We have Ganga says hello to you, Ganga. Emo says hello. We have Smitha. We have Vilkri. And we have Nelsie. We have Wafa. Princess said, yes, I can. That's good. Tech check is out of the way. We have Rads that says, congratulations. Thank you very much. Let's show that ring one more time. There we go. We have Mayette that says, hello. Amjad, hello to you, Amjad. We have Imo says, congratulations. Thank you very much. We have Mayette, congratulations. Thank you very much. We have KL. We have Kitri. And we have Ashley. And we have Amina today in the session watching with us on our official Swoosh English Facebook and YouTube channels. Thanks very much for joining me today. Let's see who we have over on Facebook. We have a few others actually on Facebook joining us over there. We have Kitri, we have Amjad, and we have Princess, and we have Raz as well over on the Facebook feed joining us today. That's absolutely fantastic. Great. Dana has said, hello, Scott. How are you? Nice to see you after a long time. Refreshed and ready to get going with this session today. That's simply how it feels. And Lara has joined us saying congratulations as well. Hello to Preeti, Ugoma, AMH. We have Krishna Priya. We have Ruby. We have Juby. We have Sibi. We have Litty. We have Bettina. We have Comfort. We have Shadin, Alexi, Preeti, Sushma, Dennis, Ashley, etc. over on the Swoosh English, the OET YouTube channel. Thank you very much for congratulating me. I really, really appreciate all of those comments that you're leaving from me. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for joining me today. Let's get stuck into another one of our classes today. And this is a bit of a culmination of the sessions that we've been doing over the last few months with official OET. Today's session is going to be a review session on some aspects of the reading and listening classes that we have been covering over the last, I suppose, 4 to 5 months. We've been doing these sessions every 2 weeks. So if you're new to this session, that's completely fine. You're still going to get a lot out of the listening and reading practice we're doing today. And there's still a lot of skills and techniques that you have hopefully been doing in your own OET practice that you can learn and apply today. But of course, if you've done these sessions before, then you're going to review what we've already covered, consolidate your knowledge, consolidate your skills, and practice them again in some more mock practice sessions. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone for what is going to be the final listening and reading class in this series with us at Swoosh English. But that doesn't mean that we at Swoosh are stopping doing OET content. No, we're still going to be continuing with more content after these weeks on the official OET channel. But of course, if you are wanting to come over to us at Swoosh English, come and join our Facebook page and come and join our YouTube page. Subscribe to our channel, like our Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube, there should be a little bell button around about here somewhere. Subscribe to our channel and like us on Facebook and follow us as well, so you can always be up to date with all of the latest Swoosh English content that comes for your OET preparation. Okay, let's get started then with our session today. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen here, it does also say, if you have any inquiries about anything regarding your OET preparation, send our team an email at enquiries@swooshenglish.com. And if you want to come and check out our website, well, the website skills for listening part A and reading part C. I've chosen these two skills today because these are probably the two skills for, well, one for reading and one for listening, that most candidates probably have the most difficulty with. Tracking how to write fill in your notes for listening part A to complete those case notes with a consultation. And of course, reading part C. Everyone thinks that reading part C is difficult. Of course it is, but it doesn't need to be as difficult as it needs to be unless you're, of course, going through the right methods, the right techniques, and the right strategies. If you follow that, you'll make this task a bit easier for yourself. Once we've reviewed those techniques and those methods, we're going to go through a bit of mock practice for listening part A and for reading part C. And then we'll finish off today with a bit of evaluation and feedback. So let's get started. First and foremost, we at Swoosh English love to see people pass their OET exams. We also want people to pass their OET exams for as cheaply as possible. So make sure that you stick around to the very end of today's session to find out how you can save even more money on official OET premium preparation provider, Swoosh English preparation course. Stay to the very end to find out how you can save 20% more so on your Swoosh English preparation. So guys, I love doing this before I actually get stuck into the session itself. I want to engage everyone. I want to talk to everyone. I want to get to know people just a little bit better. So everyone's doing the OET exam for a reason, right? You all have your own aspirations and your own reasons for doing and taking this exam. And I want to just touch down on that before we begin this session today. I want to know, what do you plan to do when you pass your OET exam? So the question is here, guys. You're going to answer in the comments, regardless of where you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. Send those comments in to me. When you pass your OET exam, what's your plan? What's your goal? What is your dream? Send those comments into me now, guys. I like to look at them, comment on them, and just see exactly what you want to aspire to do and to achieve once you've taken and passed your OET exam. Let me know. Okay. Wafa has given me a comment already. Wafa wants to work in the NHS. Fantastic. Wafa, are you a doctor or a nurse? Let me know in the comments, please. Anyone else want to throw in some comments? Please do so. I'd love to see. Okay. All right. Wow. Before we wait for some of the comments to come in, we have a student called Bassi who said, my results from August 28, 2021 OET speaking, 350, reading and writing, 370, and listening, 360. Thank you very much, Bassi, for sharing that comment. And Bassi got some help from Swoosh English. Wow. Congratulations, Bassi, on passing your OET exam with those amazing results. And also to you, Kennedy, as well. Very, very good. Fantastic for passing your OET exam. I'm very happy to see that. So a few comments are coming in. Jessley wants to migrate to the UK. Rosde wants to do the PLAB 1. Ashley wants to work in the UK and do some research work. Fantastic. Chief plans to work in the NHS. And Susan plans to migrate to Europe. And Bettina wants to work permanently in the UK. A good number of people want to come to the UK and work as part of the NHS. Fantastic. Now, Lindsay has said, I want to go to the UK. Fantastic. Oko Azi, I think that's right, to practice as a nurse in the UK. Sarah says, I want to work in European countries. Fantastic. Salma plans to go to the UK. Lara, going to the UK and processing my papers needed for my application. Smitha says, I want to work. Sorry, that was KL. Smitha was jumped up. I'll go back to you in a second. Smitha wants to work in the NHS. Smitha wants to work as a nurse. Emo wants to work with the NHS as a Kenyan nurse. Wafa as a registered nurse. Sanjita to work in the NHS UK with further study. And last one, GMC registration in the UK for Amina. Fantastic, guys. So I want to tell you first and foremost that regardless of where you are in your OET preparation, if you're at the very beginning, somewhere in the middle, or culminating in your big OET exam date very, very soon, you can pass this exam and you will pass this exam. The only thing stopping you is you. Make sure you do what you need to prepare for and pass this exam. Ideally the first time, but if you weren't successful on the first attempt, you won't be the first, don't worry. But how can you pass the exam the next time? OET certainly is an advanced level English qualification exam, but it's not impossible. Some people give up after their second, their third, their fourth attempt, saying, I can never pass this exam. It's just too difficult. You're just not preparing the right way. So make sure you bring your time, you bring your motivation, and you get the right support and feedback in preparing for your OET exam, and you will pass it, and all of those dreams will be fulfilled. I guarantee you that. Thanks very much for the comments, guys. Let's see what else we have today. Another question for you. I want to know, of course, now before we get into the preparation today, about your biggest challenges. So we're obviously, this class today is focusing on listening and reading. So I want to know what your biggest challenges with your OET listening and your OET reading are. Please let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know. Oh my goodness, while I'm waiting for that comment to come in, we got another success story. Cheston has said, hi, Coach Scott. Thank you very much for your helpful classes. Got my result yesterday and a B across the board. Fantastic, Cheston. Congratulations for you for passing your exam. I'm very, very happy that you've done so. And you can now move on with the next part of your journey. Fantastic result, Cheston. I think everyone will join you in congratulating you here. Well done. Let me know what your scores were if you like, Cheston, and let me know what your next steps are with your preparation as well. Fantastic. I love success stories. We're getting quite a number of success stories coming in today. That's amazing. So Lindsay has said that listening in general. Okay, so can you expand upon that, Lindsay? What about listening is the most difficult part? Ganga said listening sometimes difficult to know the words. Sanjita, reading a time shortage. Listening for Arya. Lara said listening part C and reading part C. Mayette is listening in general. Lenny said time and speed. Time in reading and speed in listening, of course. Reading part C for Ganga and parts B and part C for Nicola as well. I've got a number of people over in the YouTube feed for OET saying things like, course part C is difficult. Reading and listening part A is hard. Time management in my reading. Listening to different accents in the listening. Have a hard time with the speaker is speaking in a native language. Recognizing synonyms, etc., etc., etc. Okay. All of these are genuine issues that you can have with your reading and listening exam. And it just compounds my advice in making sure that you are getting the right support and feedback, that you are going to tried and trusted resources with tried and true methods, strategies, and tips for preparing for your OET exam. This video, of course, is very, very useful, but this video by itself and just watching OET videos by itself sometimes isn't enough. In fact, often it isn't enough. So make sure, of course, if you are having any difficulty with any aspect of your exam, that you are seeking out advice and support in that part of the exam. You're putting those skills and tips into practice. You're getting evaluated on that practice, and you're seeing that you're making progress in those parts of the exam. That's what I want to know. But culminated with my previous message in that OET is difficult. It's not impossible. It's all about the right approach and method for passing this exam. And I want to give you that extra motivation in doing so today with your OET preparation, guys. Thank you very much for those comments. I really, really, really appreciate it. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get stuck in now to a bit more of our class. We're going to start off today by reviewing listening part A. Now, of course, if you want the entire listening part A lesson that we did previously, come and watch our videos on our Swoosh English Facebook channel or our Swoosh English YouTube channel. You can also check them out on the official OET channel as well, where I go into more depth and more detail in listening part A. Today is a review of that skill to see exactly how well you've done and how well you've come since the very, very beginning. Let's get started. So guys, as you probably know, here is a sample task for listening part A. There will be 2 sets of question extracts of 12 questions each. It will be a patient consultation. You will have the medical expert consulting the patient on a matter, and you have to do what's called a note completion, a listening note completion. You'll have titles and headings on the left-hand side. Certain notes will be completed, and there will be gaps inside the notes itself. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything flows from beginning to end, but some of the notes can come in very, very quickly, be very well joined together. There's also what's known as a few distractors as well, take you away from your listening. But here is the structure of the task, which I'm sure that many of you know. Let's just now review what I deem to be 2 essential skills for increasing your accuracy and your ability to get the marks correct in listening part A in this review class today. The first thing that we should be doing for listening part A, apart from, of course, analyzing the text in detail. But what does that mean? Well, the first thing you can do is try to predict the answer while you are doing your listening. As it says here, analyze the part A task below and predict what the answer could be. Can you also analyze what type of word or word numbers could fill in the gap? The reason why I'm saying this is because we have a number of sections which are already pre-completed, and they are helping us organize our listening to see where we are on the track so we don't get lost. More about that very, very soon. But we do have a gap here, okay? And it's important for us in the time we have before we do our listening to try and analyze what kind of word might be missing in this gap from analyzing the context and analyzing the word that comes before. So let's have a look just at this section here, guys. It says 18 months ago, a back injury sustained, lifting something. So what kind of word do you think might be missing here? We have the verb ing, lifting before. What do we typically lift? Okay, you don't have to exactly guess what this answer is at this point precisely. After all, you can never guess exactly what the answer is, but you can kind of try and narrow down the kind of words that you're going to be listening for. What type of word and what category of word do we think might be missing here? So we analyze that a bit more. Feel free to look at your own answers and type them out as we go along, guys, but don't try and type the exact answer. But for example, here I'm thinking we're lifting a singular or plural noun plus an object here. So we're lifting something here, an object of sorts. So you've been listening out now for something that's being lifted, carried, or picked up, for example. Don't forget the words that come before the words in the gap will be paraphrased. We're not necessarily going to hear the word lifting. We might not, but the word that we hear in the gap will be similar. So think about the context of this sentence, the word synonyms we might hear, and what kind of word we might hear in context with that. So take a note of this. We're going to be hearing a singular or plural noun and an object that will be listened for this first part of this listening exercise. Okay, over to you guys. Now we're going to try and do these ones together. So we're going to now look at the patient's description of symptoms. We have a pain located in something, right? So we have a preposition beforehand. We have the word at the very end. What kind of word is missing and what do we think the category of the word might be? Pain described as something as well, right? So we have described. A description of something, might that be an adjective? Think about it. We have mentions inability to what as most frustrating aspect. Once again, we have the gap here. What kind of word do we think might be missing? The word type as well as the category of the word. Can we put this in here? And then we have something, sensation, calves. Now, if we analyze our language here, we'll know that sensation is a noun, and we have a gap before the noun. So what kind of words typically come before the noun at the very, very end? Is it a verb? Is it another noun? Is it an adjective? Or another form of key content word? Thanks very much, guys, for your answers coming through. Make sure you interact, you take part in this class. This is all part of your OET learning today. So let's analyze the answers that we might have. So first of all, as some people have written down here, the pain is located somewhere in the body, aka a body part. So you're going to be listening out for parts of the body in which the answer might be. Pain described as an adjective. This could be a single word or it might be a short phrase as well. So make sure you listen out for all words that might be clustered together for greater meaning that the answer could be. Don't forget the answer could be up to 3 words and or a number in using it for your OET answer. Mentions inability to what? Well, we know inability to do something, which would be a verb, or it could be a verb phrase as the most frustrating aspect. And then we have an adjective, a sensation. So what kind of word will describe a sensation? Some sort of descriptive adjective, which happens in the part of the body, aka the calf. Thanks very much, guys, for your answers. Keep them coming in. Let's do it again for the next part of the exercise. So we got a heading here that says occupation. All right. So what kind of occupation are we looking for? More than likely involves a job type. We have an initial treatment, okay, initial meaning the very, very beginning. Application of something provided some relief. So to apply something, what are we thinking about here? Are we thinking about maybe some sort of medicine or topical ointment that provides some relief to the sensations that they were having? And then a referral, okay? Referral is our title here. What do we think the answer might be here? We have keywords here in the brackets that says briefly. So is this someone that's being referred to at this point? Maybe it did them good, maybe it didn't do them good, but you're analyzing the language and analyzing the headings and subheadings that come along that will help you with your accuracy. So the kind of words we're looking for here, occupation, of course, is a job, a direct synonym. So it could be a noun or it could be a noun phrase and sort. And don't forget, it involves some travel, some manual work. So that information will come alongside, likely in different words to help you with your answers. So the application of something is an object or a noun phrase. We can think of something that's more precise. For example, Lindsay here has said an ointment, could be something like that. And then referrals, more likely a job, possibly another medical profession, aka something that has been done by this patient before for the symptoms and what they've been experiencing in their job with their sensations beforehand. So who did they go to before? And how long was that for? Keyword is briefly. So what happened for a short period of time before? Last one, guys. Further treatment is our title here. So we're looking about a section in which might be attributed to further treatment by the medical professional. We have a blank here. Decided not to try something. Patient attributes recovery to something. Previous diagnosis, sciatica, probably related to something. So they're all words either by themselves or they're phrases by themselves, and they appear at the very, very end of a sentence. So we're more than likely looking for all of these sections. We're looking for noun or noun phrases in every one of these. So the first one, a noun, is a type of treatment. The key word, of course, here is further treatment. Decided not to try something, a noun, aka a type of treatment. You do try treatments. Collocation here will give away the answer to that. The patient attributes recovery to, once again, a noun or a noun phrase. And in the previous diagnosis, sciatica, probably related to the noun or the noun phrase. Could be a condition, it could be an ailment, or it could be an injury. So the titles give a lot of context and clues into what we are answering here and there. Now, a quick question before I move on, but Bindu says, sir, I have one doubt that in two-word answer, if I'm writing one word, it depends on the context, Bindu. Do you think that the word by itself can fit grammatically, or does it fit in context, or does it take the entire sections and take the entire phrase to actually work in context and grammar? Of course, sometimes when it comes to OET, one-word answers or two-word answers or three-word answers may be accepted. Some of the words will be optional. If you do include them, they are correct. But if you don't, they might not be correct. But it comes down to the answer I'm putting down. Does it work grammatically? Does it work in context? Or do I need that extra information as well? Okay, now that's basically a bit of a analysis and review of analyzing words, analyzing our gaps, analyzing our potential word type, and the words that might work in context with the answer. As we've seen there, our second top tip for listening part A is, of course, when you may inevitably get lost. We're listening for different words, different phrases, trying to read along as we go along. What can very easily happen is we lose track of the listening recording. If that does happen, don't panic first and foremost. Try and get back on track as quick as possible. What you can do is use the subheadings as guidance. So we have our subheadings here. We have number 1, patient description of symptoms. We had occupation. We had initial treatment. We had referrals. We had further treatment. They were our subheadings. These will often be used by both the patient and the interviewer, aka the medical professional, to give us guidance where we are in the listening track itself. So make sure that you use these as guidance. Listen out for words, phrases, and synonyms of these headings as signposting devices. It'll help us keep track of the listening recording so we don't panic and go, I have no idea where I am. I have no idea what I'm writing. Oh my goodness, my listening's part A section. I'm in trouble here. You don't have to be. Sentences, phrases, headings, subheadings, you use them as guidance. And don't forget, often the medical professional will use these as a means to transition into the next set of case notes. So listen out for the questions and the wording that they will use. They will often be around some of these examples here to help you keep track about where you are, what's happening, and what's coming next in the listening recording. It will help you so much with the organization in what some people think are these quick and fast listening recordings. Of course, that depends on your listening abilities, but you can use these to help you out. So make sure that you do so, guys. Okay. Review of listening part A. Of course, the first thing to do is learn basically all the listening sections of the exam. Learn the format of the exam. Know exactly what's coming, how to go about it, what to do every single time, what to write, what not to write. Someone just said there, Ganga said, a spelling mistake. Is this okay or reduce marks? That depends, Ganga. Try and get your spelling as close as possible, because sometimes a spelling mistake will give you a mark. Sometimes it won't. It depends on how you've spelt it. Okay, if you've spelt something phonetically, how it sounds, okay, you've written it down, and the phonemes, okay, the sounds of the English language add up, you may get a mark, you may not. It depends. But if the spelling is way, way off and there's no excuse for it, then you will not get a mark. Spelling and reviewing a spelling, guys, is essential to listening part A and reading part A, and of course, as well as your writing as well. So try your best to spell as accurately as you can. Of course, when you're taking down your notes, take your time, take down your notes, but try and review the spelling as well once the listening section is completed. In addition to that, make sure, of course, that you predict your logical answers in the gap from context and with your grammatical knowledge as we practice. Use your subheadings as a listening guide. And finally, practice makes perfect. Make sure you're practicing with great quality materials, ideally getting some support and feedback from experts that know the exam really well to see your score get higher and higher and higher. My top advice for you. Now, I did say today that we're going to do a bit of mock practice. We're going to do a mini mock exam now. Who is ready for that? Let me know in the comments in the chat box, guys, if you're ready for do a small mini mock exam on reading part A to see how well you've taken on board some of that advice that I've given you today, and how well, of course, that you can do in your reading part A part of the exam. Yes, people are saying yes, that is fantastic. Let's get started. So guys, here is our second extract. We're going to do an entire section of the listening exam. Entire extract, sorry, not the entire section, is a mini mock exam. So as you can see here, we have one half of the mini of the listening exam. We have the patient name Jack Ventor. Reason for a referral is a skin lesion. And we have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way down to 24. So 12 potential answers and about 5 to 6 minutes of listening practice when you hear the extract today. Now, okay, guys, so basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this full screen. I'm going to start the listening recording. I want to make sure everyone has a pen or a pencil or something to write down on so you guys can, of course, follow this as you go along. Put into practice what you've learned so far. Put into practice what we've learned today and see how well you get on with this listening practice. Good luck, guys. I will analyze the answers with you once we finish this little mini mock exam. Enjoy, guys, and I'll speak to you very soon. Get ready.
Occupational English Test. Sample Test 1. Listening Test. This test has 3 parts. In each part, you'll hear a number of different extracts. At the start of each extract, you'll hear this sound. You'll have time to read the questions before you hear each extract, and you'll hear each extract once only. Complete your answers as you listen. At the end of the test, you'll have 2 minutes to check your answers. Part A. In this part of the test, you'll hear 2 different extracts. In each extract, a health professional is talking to a patient. For questions 1 to 24, complete the notes with information you hear. Now look at the notes for extract 1. Extract 1. Questions 1 to 12. You hear a physiotherapist talking to a new patient called Ray Sands. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Come in. It's Mr. Sands, isn't it?
That's right, Ray Sands.
Now, I think you've been referred to me because you're suffering from sciatica.
That's right. Not for the first time, actually.
Okay, well, I've got some notes here, but perhaps you can...
Jake Ventor? Jake Ventor? Please come in and take a seat.
Thanks.
Okay, now I understand from your GP that you've got a problem with your hand?
Yes, I went to see a couple of weeks ago because of a sore on my left hand. I've had it for years, but not all the while. You know, it appears, then it gets better, then it comes back. It's here on the palm. It's almost gone now. But she wasn't sure what it was, so she said I'd better see a dermatologist. She took a photo. Did you get that?
I did, yes. So tell me about the condition, how it feels and...
Well, I always know when I'm going to get it because I have this itching beforehand.
Right.
I wake up at night wanting to scratch the area, though I try to stop myself.
Good.
Then a few hours later, I get one or two little blisters and they gradually get bigger and join up into one big one. It all feels a bit hot and the skin around it goes red. When I showed this to the doctor, she used the word chaotic to describe it. Anyway, it gradually dries up and I get a scab. Then after about 2 weeks, that falls off and there's just a little red patch, like you can see now.
Okay.
I've been getting it for years. I actually got it the first time when I was in China in the 1990s. I had a job there for a couple of years before I came back here. That first time, I also had a similar sore on my chest, but that's never come back. But the one on my hand, that comes back every year or so, but never in exactly the same place. I thought it had sorted itself out because I didn't get it for a couple of years, but then it came back. So there's no pattern. It's not getting more frequent or anything, and it doesn't seem linked to anything in my daily life. Like it doesn't seem to happen when I'm run down, for example, or because of anything in my diet, or if I'm under a lot of pressure at work, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So the doctor thought you needed to have a look. Also because I had a malignant melanoma on my back that was removed in 2006.
Right.
It was at quite an early stage and it hadn't got too deep.
Okay, well, that's good. Still, I'll just have a look at your back.
Mm-hmm.
Was it down here?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, yeah, that all looks absolutely fine. Well, I don't think you need to worry about anything sinister here. By the way, have you ever had cold sores?
No, never. But I did wonder if this thing on my hand was something like that. In fact, I wanted to ask you about that. There's an antiviral cream you can use, isn't there, to stop them developing? I wondered if you could prescribe me something like that.
Look, the trouble is these work well on the mouth because the skin's very thin there, but I'm afraid they won't have any effect in your case because the skin on your hand's so much thicker.
Oh, I see. Well, something else that worries me is whether there's a chance of infection. Should I be covering the place up?
No, you don't need to unless there's broken skin.
Right, good.
It's fine.
And it's not actually having an impact on my quality of life or anything like that. It's something I can live with. I mean, I have done for all these years.
Okay, so really the reason you went to the doctor after all these years was just to see if there was any way we could prevent this happening.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at this stage, the best thing to do is organise a biopsy. It might be a bit uncomfortable, but it means we can rule certain things out.
Okay.
Okay, everyone.
That is the end of
finalize your
part
answers
A.
there. Oh, I'm going to just
Now look at part B.
shush that person there. Make sure, of course, now you finalize your answers. Take a moment and also check your spelling as well. Always in every part of the exam, try and answer everything. There's no negative marking for OET, so there's no reason for you to have anything completely empty at all. Always answer everything in the exam. But as previously mentioned, spelling is essential. Okay, so for some people today who have been saying the screen isn't clear, make sure if you are watching that you're watching in the highest resolution possible. If you're watching in lower resolution, then of course the screen will not be clear. So check your resolution, make sure you've updated it to the highest possible for the best enjoyment of the experience today. Hope that you found this listening track interesting, useful, and you found it also, of course, to be quite, well, I'm not going to say easy, but I'm going to say that you managed to find your technique and your method to be up to scratch and you're able to follow everything moving forward. So let's have a look now at some of the answers of this listening track. So here are the answers, guys. Number 13 was on the palm of his left hand. Number 14 was 3 potential words: itching, itchiness, and puritus. Puritus, of course, is itching and itchiness. All of these words were somewhat mentioned, so all of them are actually an applicable answer. They work in context and they work grammatically. 15 was then blisters form and join up. If you included little, it works in context, gives extra information. So if you included little blisters, that's a mark. Blisters by itself is a mark as well. 16, GP describes the appearance of a lesion as chaotic. 17, normally, oh no, this one, sorry, also had a lesion on his chest, never recurred there. 18, not becoming more frequent. Number 19, no apparent link to general state of health. If you had written diet or anything in daily life or anything in his daily life, those answers are accepted. 1, they work in context, they're the correct answer, and they work grammatically. Number 20 was melanoma. If you had included removal of melanoma, if you had included malignant melanoma, if you had included removal of malignant melanoma, then they are the correct answers. Okay. So basically melanoma is the note form. That's the key word. But if you include the stuff before, that's also fine because it works in context, it works with the gap, and it works grammatically as well. 21, reports no history of cold sores or herpes simplex or herpes labialis. All of those words are completely fine. Number 22, advised that antiviral cream or an antiviral cream was unlikely to be effective. If you include the hyphen to hyphenate those two words, that's also good. If you didn't include it, that's fine, by the way. In terms of using precise punctuation, OET would be quite mean if you had to use that exactly as it is. 23, told him to take care if the skin is broken. And then 24, biopsy will be arranged. So those were the answers and the correct answers overall. Hope you found that relatively useful. Hope you actually found it useful analyzing the potential answers and how they could work and how the different variations may work as well. That might give you a bit more clarity in terms of, do I use one word? Do I use 2 words? Do I use a number? Think, does it work grammatically? Does it work in context? If you're using extra wording, it doesn't work grammatically in the notes, then it's maybe not going to work. So guys, how did you get on? Let me know in the comments. How have you got on with that listening activity today? Did you get all 12 correct? Did you get 11? Did you get 10? Etc., etc. Let me know in the comments how that you got on, please. All right. So, and I got a couple of questions while I'm waiting that to come through. SS said, if we put cold sore instead of cold sores, will we get marks or not? No, you will not get marks because it's not using the article beforehand. We're not talking about a precise cold sore, my friend. It's cold sores. So basically, if the answer is not there on that page, then it's not going to be correct, guys. So if you don't see it on the page, it's simply not going to be correct. Well done. We got a couple people have got 12. Well done, Jessley. Well done, Monique. Alexi got 11. Snoopy got 10. A good number, a couple of 9s here, which is also a good score as well. but a good number of 10s, a good number of 11s, and a good number of 12s as well, guys. Amazing. Keep them coming in. Keep the answers. Nice. Well done. So we got all. Well done to Uluwatu Mini Inu. I think I got that right. If I didn't, I apologize, my friend. Well done, Lara, they're getting 12. Well done, Pilyan, getting 11. Well done, Shini, to get 11. And well done, Narish, to get 10 as well. Awesome. And over the YouTube channel, lots of marks here. Okay. Fatima has said, I'm going to answer one more question. If you'd written antiviral, is that correct? No, because cream's really important. It's antiviral something. If it's just an adjective before a noun, and you're not describing what it needs to be applied as a cream. So the cream is a really, really important word, my friend. Biopsy, Monica, spelling, I'm not sure. It does seem to work phonetically. I can't answer that. But that's why I stress important spelling is key to getting the marks correct. Okay, guys. Well done to everyone who did awesome in that activity. If you're getting 9, 10, 11, 12, you're doing really awesome for your listening part A. Remember, guys, continue to practice, continue to improve, continue to get feedback, continue to analyze, work on your spelling, know the task really well, look at the sample answers, etc., etc., and that will see your listening part A marks get higher and higher and higher. But some seriously good scores today in that analysis. Hope you find it useful, guys. Let me know if you did find it useful in the comments before we move on to the next section of our class today. And of course, guys, I want to remind everyone that we here at Swoosh English are here to help you prepare for your OET exam. If you're enjoying what we're doing today, we have a lot more content. We have 3 passers today come into the session today, talk about how they passed their OET exam with Swoosh English, and a few of them on their first attempt. Well, today we want you to join up and help, and we want to help you out for even cheaper than we normally would. So for today, throughout the entire weekend, we're offering 20% off selected OET preparation courses. So there hasn't been a better time for you to come and join us, help prepare for your OET exam than now with Swoosh English. If you want to do that, all you have to do is use code OET Live 20 off. Take a note of it, guys. Take a note of it, write it down. I'm going to send comments into the chat box now in a minute on Facebook and YouTube. But OET Live 20 off, all lowercase, is the Groupon code. Groupon, it's not Groupon. What am I talking about? Is the discount code that you'll be using to get access to that discount. But remember, guys, it's only for this weekend only. So it's valid until midnight Sunday. Therefore, you have 48 hours to make the most of this. Sorry, 72 hours, almost 72 hours. I'm an English teacher, not a math teacher. We'll say 48 to 72 hours to get use of that code. Now, before, of course, that we join, before we finish off the session today, I did say it's going to be a 2-part lesson. So we're going to look now at our reading part C review. But guys, if you're enjoying this session today, let me know in the comments. Let me know by giving me a like, a love heart, whatever you want to do. Let me know how much you appreciate this session today. If you don't appreciate this session today, then just don't tell me. No, I'm only joking. Please do tell me anything about this session that you're not too keen on. Let me know. But let me know if you're enjoying it. And make sure, of course, you're following us on Facebook and you're following us on YouTube to get access to more of our content. Okay, guys, so let's get started now for the next probably about 30 minutes or so, maybe up to about 10:30. I'm supposed to only do a 1-hour session today, but I'm going to make it an 1.5-hour session to make sure we cover everything that we are supposed to cover today. And I want to now, of course, go on to our reading part C review. Okay, reading part C. Everyone finds it somewhat tricky. So I'm going to review, of course, what we've done so far in this series of lessons about our reading part C practice, a quick review of the strategy and the tips and the walkthrough, and then we're going to go through a bit of mock practice to finish off today. So an example task for reading part C, of course, you will see are, first of all, what's called our, I'll just type it out in the words here. We have what's known as our topic. So it says most reading part C tasks will ask you to complete a sentence. However, some require you to, of course, answer a question. You will then have 4 different answer options, which you need to analyze and try and get the correct answer for. In terms of using your time management for reading part C, well, there's about 750 to 800 word texts you have to read. There's about 8 questions per text and about 16 in total. And in terms of how much time that you have for reading part C, Well, it does break down to approximately 1.5 to 2 minutes in total per question. That is, of course, if you're using about 30 minutes or so for reading Part C and about 10-15 minutes for reading Part B. So guys, how do we approach a reading Part C task? Let's just review the method that we've done probably about 2 months ago in the last class, a step-by-step method for approaching reading Part C. First of all, we should quickly skim the text. And by skimming, I mean reading really, really quickly to get an overview of what the text is about. This is actually very important for reading Part C. Not most activities, I wouldn't say to skim the text that much. Some may do, of course, but for reading Part C, it's really important. Here is a sample text for reading Part C. I'm going to explain now why it's really important to do so. So first of all, you should begin by skim reading the titles and the topic sentences. The title, of course, is the text in bold that comes ahead of the body of text. The topic sentences are the first sentences of each paragraph, which give it basically an overview or a gist of what that paragraph is about. So for example, we have text 1, sleep deprivation. We now know what this entire body of text is about. If we read the first sentence, we know what the paragraph's about. Millions of people who suffer sleep problems also suffer a myriad of health burdens. We got an idea about what this text is about that can help us when trying to find the correct answer in our text overall and give us a bit more of contextual information. Other topic sentences are here. For example, a common refrain among sleep scientists about 2 decades ago was that sleep was performed by the brain in the interest of the brain. And then in 1997, Bob McCarthy, etc., etc., etc. The first sentences are important to analyze to give us that context clues and helps us to also organize where our answers might be in certain paragraphs when we do our reading. Okay. Now, of course, the second thing that you should do is number the paragraphs. So, for example, we have paragraph 1, we have paragraph 2, and we have paragraph 3. By numbering the paragraphs, it can help us organize our text and organize our questions, as usually there will be 1 or 2 questions per paragraph. There might be 2 questions in a longer paragraph, but typically it's 1 question per paragraph. It depends. So we can organize the paragraphs that we have. We can then correlate that with the question that might be asked in correlation with our previous analysis of each paragraph and the topic sentence. It can help us spend time, refrain from our time from analyzing every text, trying to find where it might be, which can save us a lot of time. Of course, finally, take it each question at a time. There's no point in you looking at all the questions to begin with, because that's just going to confuse your brain. You're thinking about too many words, too many answer options, too many options overall. So make sure, of course, you take it 1 question at a time when you're analyzing the text. Question 1, answer. Question 2, answer. Question 3, answer. Don't try and read all the questions before you begin your analysis. The next thing, of course, that we should do is, now that we've understood what the text is about, we've taken a note of our topic sentences, we've taken a question at a time, we need to analyze our answer options and see what the answer options may be. So let's, of course, take our first set of 4 answer options that we have here and the paragraph where the answer is from. So it says here, carefully analyze the question or the question stem, which of course says in the first paragraph, the writer uses Eva Kahn's words too. We know what paragraph we're looking at. It does say the first paragraph, and we know the writer. The writer is saying something in this paragraph, but using Eve Van Coter's words to do something afterwards. Okay. We're going to read the answer options and take note of the differences. Okay. So explain the main causes of sleep deprivation, reinforce a view about the impact of sleep deprivation, question some research findings about sleep deprivation, describe the challenges involved in sleep deprivation research. So of course, read through these, take a note of the different languages and the qualitative languages being used. For example, paragraph or answer option 1, explain main causes. Paragraph B, reinforce a view, impact of. Paragraph C, or answer option C, question research findings. D, describe challenges involved in research. Okay. Take a note of the key words. What's it asking you to do? What's it explaining? And what are the differences that you can analyze? Now, of course, we're going to read the respective paragraph carefully, skim through, skim through, skim through, scan through as well. Any wording that we can see that correlates with the wording involved. Does it back up our answer option? Does it refute it? Or does it even mention it whatsoever? We can, of course, then try to eliminate the incorrect answers from every evidence that we can see. And then, of course, to watch out for what are known as distractors as well. They're words which are designed to distract us from the overall meaning of the paragraph or the answer option we're looking for. And often we can be distracted by what's called key words. Reading part C is not about keywords and keywords only. It's about looking at entire sentences, looking at entire meanings, but looking out for words which may be designed to throw us off our answer option. So read the paragraph carefully, eliminate the answers, and then watch out for distractors. We're now going to complete this task overall. So I've analyzed a few of the keywords here. We have the writer, Eve Van Couters, explain main causes sleep deprivation, reinforce a view, impact sleep deprivation, question some research findings, sleep deprivation, and describe the challenges involved in sleep deprivation. Okay, I'm going to give everyone now a minute to see and review how they get on with this question here. See how you get on, guys. Let me know. We're going to analyze that answer in 1 minute. Let's see how you get on. Make sure you look out for those distractors. Don't look at keywords only, look at whole ideas. Analyze that language very, very carefully. 1 minute, guys. I'll see you soon. Beep, 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 and time is up. So what I'm going to do now, guys, so everyone can see this clearly, I'm going to keep my face away from the screen. You're not going to see my face for a short while. You can just listen to my voice as we analyze this text, and that way everyone can also see it really, really carefully. If anyone wants to see my face, let me know in the comments, please, though. I'm only joking. You don't have to see my face. Anyway, guys, the answer for this was actually B, which is reinforce a view about the impact of sleep deprivation. Let's analyze why the answer was what it was. The answer is actually here. It says here, there's not a system in the body that's not affected by sleep. It says University of Chicago sleep researcher Eve Van Couter. Every time we sleep, we deprive ourselves. So the words have been taken from Eve Van Couter and are reinforcing her view, her very strong view about sleep. And if we don't sleep, things go wrong. That's her viewpoint. That's what she thinks. And the words have been there to reinforce the view, which is millions of people who suffer sleep problems also suffer a myriad of health burdens, which is in the topic sentence here. B is the answer. It doesn't explain the main causes of sleep deprivation, okay? It does mention them, but it doesn't explain them, it doesn't go into more detail why. Answer option C, question some research findings about sleep deprivation. Now, the word studies we've done, therefore research was mentioned, but it doesn't question them. It doesn't actually ask any questions about them whatsoever. Then finally, D, describe the challenges involved in sleep deprivation research. Well, there was nothing really talking about the challenges involved in sleep deprivation research in this paragraph whatsoever. So we've eliminated A, eliminated C, eliminated D. We come to B being the correct answer. And the wording is here because we've taken the words, they have been mentioned, what do they best fit around overall? And that was answer option B. So let's review some of the skills now. I'm coming back onto the screen. Hello, everyone. Let's review the skills that we're going to use for reading part C. We're going to use this for the mock practice we're going to do in a second, but I want you to take these away and use these moving forward, okay? And that involves, first of all, learn the format of the exam. Know exactly how much time you have for reading part C, what you're expected to do in reading part C, your methods, your strategies, your timings, etc. Now, time management, it's not strict for reading part C because it is also joined in with reading part B. But a rule of thumb would be, of course, approximately 15 minutes for part B and about 30 minutes for part C. But you might find yourself being really, really quick at part B, quick and accurate. If you can do so, great. That's more time for your reading part C. It's all about whatever the balance is for you to do as well as you can in both sections. Most of you will probably be tempted to spend more time in reading part C. I'll recommend that if you're doing really well in reading part B in terms of your timing and your accuracy, but don't let each section suffer because you haven't timed it very well. Approximately 1.5 to 2 minutes per question in total. And of course, that does include time to analyze the text prior as well, but keep that in mind. All right. So of course, start by skimming the text for general understanding and the number of the paragraphs. That will help you organize yourself before you start actually getting into the question analysis, going straight to the paragraph, analyzing the paragraph, getting your answer options. That's used to organize and orientate yourself about what the text is about, how many paragraphs there are, how many answer options there are, which paragraph do I go to straight away. If you don't do that, you're going to confuse yourself when you're doing everything at the same time. And you don't want to be confused going into reading part C. There's a lot going on and it is quite high pressure. So organize yourself beforehand. Take note of keywords and qualifying statements. Now remember, reading part C is not about keywords only. It's about ideas. It's about things that are expressed. Qualifying statements are the words like your modal verbs and other qualifying devices, which give shades of meaning to the understanding of the text. So make sure you take a note of those words and those phrases before you begin, because it's really, really important. And your understanding of part C will be based on these ambiguous language. Analyze the question carefully. Make sure you know exactly what the question is asking you to do. Your keywords, any other content words are really important. And try to eliminate incorrect answers. As you saw, we saw some words which just were not, or some answer options which are just not applicable whatsoever. There was nothing in the text to show it, but we're able to eliminate some of the answers based on our reading of the text and our reading of our answer options as well. Does it contradict, does it refute, or does it not even mention anything in the text itself? And be aware of distractors. If we're, of course, looking for keywords only, you will be caught out, because if anyone is following the keyword strategy, okay, I find a word, that word's there, and that word's in the text, that's my answer option, OET will catch you out. They will say something after the keyword or before the keywords, which refutes the answer. So it's about ideas, it's about expression, it's about content, rather than keywords only. So be aware of those. We covered distractors, we covered qualifying statements in previous classes, Swoosh English. Of course, we have lots of classes on qualifying statements and distractors in our Swoosh English packages for more information. And of course, practice makes perfect. Once you put all of this together and your content with your method, maybe you're a bit slower at first, or maybe there's a certain aspect you're finding more difficult. Maybe you just need to get faster and more accurate. Get the method down. Know what you have to do first, and then start practicing it again and again and again and again. Review what's going well, review what's not going so well, make the necessary changes with the advice that you're being given, and then implement that more so to get lots of practice and get better over time, guys. That's basically all I can do about reading part C in this review session today, is tell you what you need to do now and after this class today to improve overall. But it can be done. Okay, guys. Let's do our second mini mock exam today, which is going to be a mini mock exam on reading part C. I'm going to get now 3 questions on the screen with 3 paragraphs and see how well you get on with your reading part C activity. Let's go, guys. So here we go. On the screen, I'm going to make this full screen. I'm going to give everyone about 5 to 6 minutes, as I said, 1.5 to 2 minutes per question. So we have 3 questions. We have 3 paragraphs. They do correlate, by the way. So 12 is paragraph 1, 13 is paragraph 2, and 14 is paragraph 3. Remember, don't look at your keywords only. Don't look at them. Analyze that text, the topic sentence, analyze the answer options, keywords, qualifying statements, understand what the question is, understand what the answer options are, read through the text, try and find the answer which best aligns to the answer option, but see if you can eliminate answers as well as best as you can. Good luck, guys, and I'll see you all in about 5 minutes. Two more minutes, everyone. Okay, guys, once again, I'm just going to obviously finish up this session now, the mock practice that is. I'm going to keep on the screen full screen, so you can just simply hear my voice, so everyone can see the text as we go through the analysis of your reading part C. That was pretty strict to what I would deem to be essential time conditions for the exam, so well done for you guys for sticking to it. Let's have a look now at what the answer options were. So answer option 12, or sorry, question number 12. In the fifth paragraph, what does the word it refer to? It's a reference question. We can see it here in the paragraph itself. It is an enforced lack of sleep. Let's see why it was an enforced lack of sleep. What's all in this section here. Van Coulter's results, Bashir has found evidence that enforced lack of sleep sends the brain into a catabolic or energy-consuming state. So enforced lack of sleep has been referenced beforehand. We can see it here. Now we need to look at the sentence context of the second one and see what it is referring back to. This is because it degrades the energy molecule, blah, 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 blah. So enforced lack of sleep is the main subject of the previous sentence, and it is referring back to that there. There's not catabolic, it's not new evidence, it's not an enzyme, as there's nothing in this section here to reference that whatsoever. Enforced lack of sleep comes before, and it has been referenced. So, question number 13, what aspect of her findings surprised Kira Kirelli? There was no reversal of a certain effect of sleep deprivation. Now let's have a look at why that is. It says here, number of debris granules was small, but it's worrisome because it's only 4 to 5 days of sleep deprivation. So after 36 hours of sleep recovery, a period during which she expected normalcy to resume, those changes remain. That's a key word here. So after you were sleep deprived and you tried reversing it, it didn't reverse because the changes remained at the very end. Now, it doesn't say anything about cortical neurons in the mice underwent structural changes. That is mentioned up here. But the key word here is surprised. How was the author, Kira Kirelli, surprised? And we have words like worrisome here, indicates surprise, shock, or being scared. And this keyword has been used here. Worrisome is what indicates with this. Now, a few of the other answer options were mentioned in the text overall, but there's nothing which shows that she is worried or surprised. That is where we're looking for our key qualitative language here. Worrisome and surprised is what joins up to this. Finally, number 14. In the final paragraph, the quote from Van Coulter is used to suggest that it could be difficult to develop any treatment for sleep deprivation. So the key word here is quote. Need to find what Van Coulter's words were, and it does say here. But with so much of our physiology affected, an effective therapy other than sleep itself is hard to imagine, suggesting that she finds it very, 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 very hard for sleep deprivation to have. People like to define a clear halfway of health actions. With sleep deprivation, everything you measure interacts synergistically to produce the effect. Okay, so everything else here, the goals of sleep deprivation research are sometimes unclear. There's nothing really mentioning how it's unclear here. C, opinions about the best way to deal with sleep deprivation are divided. If I'm reading through the text here, there's nothing to say that it's really divided here. There's no real separate way of looking at things between experts, and there is still a great deal to be learned about the effects of sleep deprivation. Once again, that's just not really mentioned here whatsoever, but the quote makes it clear, hard to imagine, difficult to develop any form of sleep deprivation. Okay, guys, let me know how you got on in this section today. Of course, some people are reviewing on a mobile device. When you're coming to one of these classes, ideally, it'd be great for you to, if you're doing a reading section, to do it on a laptop or a computer. That is really, really important because after all, you're going to be looking at a lot of text and integrating it better. So watching on a laptop will be the best thing to do. So guys, let me know how you got on in that reading part C section. I don't know why I keep saying listening today. But of course, the important thing is that this session was deemed to be a bit of a review. need to be a bit of a strategy and method analysis, but the hard work comes in next. How can you continue to improve with your reading Part C? How can you continue to perfect your technique, practice more so, get better with your technique, implementing it into timed exam practice and getting that consistently over time? That is when you'll know you're ready for your exam. So please throw your comments into the chat box here, how you got on with that section today. Let me know, please. Anyway, guys, this is the end of our review class today. I hope that you found it useful. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm trying to set up what needs to come next in your own preparation to make sure that you're ready to pass your exam, hopefully and ideally the first time. So thanks a lot for coming along today, guys. Once again, if you enjoyed this session today, give me a like, give me a comment, give me a love heart. Come and join us on our Facebook channel. Come and join us on our YouTube channel to make sure you're up to date with everything that Swoosh English is doing in the world of OET preparation for guys like you. That's why I do my job. I want to help everyone here fulfill their dreams, pass as quick as they can, and pass as cheaply as they can as well. So guys, just to finish off the session today, I want to remind everyone about our next class, which is going to be our OET mock speaking practice class. That's going to be next Friday, the 24th of September at 9 a.m. UK time. Well done, guys. Thank you, Princess. Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. Well done for that really good score as well in your OET Part C practice. Next Friday, 24th September, 9 a.m. UK time, will be an OET mock speaking practice class. I love doing those classes. I love meeting you guys. I love actually interacting with you guys and giving you feedback on your OET speaking. So I'll see you for that session if you come along. And a reminder as well about our special offer that we're currently offering this week and for our OET courses. 20% off for OET preparation packages, which is the next logical step for anyone who is thinking about preparing for their exam. You've watched some videos, you've got an idea for the exam, but now it's up for you to make sure that you pass the exam with expert help, feedback, and intuition. We had 3 students come in today and say they passed their exam with Swoosh English, and we'd love for you guys to be next. So make sure, of course, you use code OETLive20 off and the discount coupon section of our website. So you get 20% off your OET preparation courses. And of course, it's only available until midnight Sunday. So make sure you get on board with that ASAP. We can't keep this running forever, and we also can't give everyone this offer too. And of course, if your exam is less than 6 weeks, guys, we recommend for you to have a look at our intensive package designed for people who need a lot of preparation, a lot of materials, and have the time to interact intensively with their course. So if your exam is less than 6 weeks, click the link on what I've sent you to our intensive package. It's perfect for you and one of our most popular course options. But if time is on your side, you're new to OET and have not booked your exam yet, then you can study a bit less intensively, but a bit more so over a longer period of time. And that's why I recommend our deluxe course for you. The links I've sent into the chat box there, guys, talk about our intensive and our deluxe courses. So think about which student are you? Be less than 6 weeks, time is coming up, or are you needing a bit more time for your OET preparation? Then our deluxe course or our intensive course is just for you, depending on that situation. Okay, guys. And of course, if anyone has any questions, make sure, of course, you send an email to us at enquiries@swooshenglish.com. You can see that comment at the bottom. Our team will be very happy to answer any of your queries about your OET preparation. And make sure you come along and join us and check us out ASAP. So, guys, thanks a lot once again for coming along today. I can see lots of people appreciated this class today. Thank you very much. There's lots more in our Swoosh English preparation packages with that. So make sure you come and check us out ASAP. Have a great day, everyone. Good luck if anyone's taking their exam anytime soon. And I'll see hopefully some more of you either with us at Swoosh English or in the OET mock exam speaking preparation class next Friday, 9 a.m. UK time. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day. Take care and good luck with your preparation. See you.